Hi chemistry students, this is a video to show you how to calculate grams to moles, but also how to calculate moles to grams. And you will need a periodic table for these type of calculations. So I want to jump right in and first talk about the equality that we use. And the equality is going to be 1 mole is equal to the molar mass of any substance in grams. And you get that molar mass from the periodic table. So let's dive right in and do a calculation here. And we're going to use this equality in our calculation. So here's one example. Okay, so if you have 2.5 moles of copper 2 hydroxide, or Cu parentheses OH parentheses 2, how many grams is this? So we're going to start this off by looking at, this is our known, 2.5, there's our known, and our unknown is what we're looking for, grams. And so the way we're going to set this problem up is we're going to make a long line going like this, down this, and right here we put our known. And so our known value is 2.5 moles of copper 2 hydroxide. And then right here we always put our unknown value, so in this case it's grams. Okay, now what I'm going to do next is I go up to my equality and I look for grams, and grams is right there, and what is in front of grams is molar mass. So I'm going to put the molar mass right here, and it's going to be the molar mass of this guy from the periodic table. So I'm going to work that off to the side just here. And so I've got 1 copper, right here's 1 copper, and I have to remember that I do have parentheses, and on these parentheses I need to take this 2 and multiply it to the oxygen and multiply it to the hydrogen. So I'm going to have 2 oxygens and I'm going to have 2 hydrogens, and I'm going to go ahead and calculate all that out. So copper from the periodic table is 63.55 is the mass. Oxygen 16.00, 16.00. Hydrogen is 1.01 and hydrogen is 1.01. So I'm going to add those all up together right now. So when I added all those up, I got about 96.57, and that goes right here. 96.57, and we've used up this side of the equality now, and so we're going to write 1 mole on the bottom down here. 1 mole. When I have these values on top, it's a multiplication problem, so I'm going to multiply through, and I'm going to round my answer off to 2 significant figures. So we have 2.5 times 96.57, and that gives us an answer of 241.425, which is way too many significant figures. This is 2 sig figs right here. So I have to round this off to 2 significant figures. I can do it 2 ways. I could just round this down to 240, which is 2 significant figures, or I can put it in scientific notation and call it 2.4 times 10 to the second grams. Both of those are acceptable answers. Okay, so that is how we do a grams to moles. I want to show you how to do one more problem here, which is the kind of the opposite way, which is a gram, back up a little bit. That was a moles to grams problem. I want to show you how to do a grams to moles problem now. Okay, so we're going to say 45 grams of water is equal to how many moles of water? Again, the equality that we're going to be using here is 1 mole is equal to the molar mass of any substance in grams. So I'm going to identify there's my known, and I'm going to identify my unknown. Okay, so then I always make a grid like this. My known always goes right here. So I'm going to do 45 grams. It's 45 grams of H2O. I'm going to put my unknown right here, and so I'm going to write moles. Then I look up to my equality. My equality, I'm looking for what is in front of moles in the equality, and you can see right there the number 1 is there, so I'm going to put 1 there, 1 mole. I've used up this side of the equality, so the other side of the equal sign is molar mass. That's going to go on the bottom. So I just have to calculate the molar mass of water, which I can do all in one kind of all together. So there is, if you notice in water, there's 2 hydrogens, so it's going to be 1.01 times 2 plus 16.00, and that is the molar mass of oxygen. All of that comes out to 18.02, so let me just punch that into my calculator like that. So I'm going to do 45 divided by 18.02, because if you have a number on the top and on the bottom, you divide, and I get an answer 2.5 moles. That is how you calculate grams to moles or moles to grams.